Good morning, listeners of Hot Topic and Fresh News. Today is October 23, 2023, and we're breaking down the major news for you. Severe flooding across the United Kingdom continues to cause havoc following Storm Babet, with the Environment Agency warning that more flooding is expected until Wednesday. A total of 116 flood warnings remain in place across England, with particular concern for the East Midlands and along the River Severn. Unfortunately, 4 people have lost their lives due to the floods. Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf is due to visit the hard-hit area of Brecon, where some residents may face permanent relocation due to the severity of the flooding. Nottinghamshire County Council has declared a major incident because of high water levels along the River Idle. Over 1,250 properties in England are reportedly flooded. Temporary defenses, such as pumps and barriers, are now in place to try and minimize the impact of the flooding. The Midlands and the north of England are bracing for more widespread flooding in the coming days. Despite some areas possibly experiencing a short break from the rain, unsettled weather conditions are forecasted to continue throughout the week. Sadly, in Chesterfield, an elderly woman named Maureen Gilbert lost her life when her home was submerged. Commendations have been made to local authorities, volunteers, and emergency services for their tireless work under challenging conditions. Furthermore, Conservative councillor Gavin Nicol called for increased Scottish Government funding to support affected residents, with fears that the effects of the floods will be felt for months, if not years. Climate change continues to be a major concern as scientists believe it increases the likelihood of such extreme events due to a warming atmosphere, increasing the chances of intense rainfall. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely as this situation unfolds. Stay tuned to Hot Topic and Fresh News for the day's most pressing news stories. Good morning, everyone. This is your host, Emily, joined by our insightful commentator, David Newstalk.
Hi, everyone.
We're with you each day on Hot Topic and Fresh News. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat with us. Now, let's get straight to the hot topics.
The situation in the UK seems critical. Can you elaborate on the scale of the damage?
Absolutely. The Environment Agency has reported that around 1,250 properties in England have been flooded. The storm is proving to be destructive, causing massive disruption for residents and businesses alike.
It seems the East Midlands and the River Severn are areas of concern.
Yes, those are the regions currently under close watch. The River Severn, in particular, is a major concern due to the risk of further flooding.
And there's been loss of life as well?
Tragically, 4 individuals have died as a result of the floods, 1 in Shropshire, 1 in Derbyshire, and 2 in Scotland. Our thoughts are with those affected by this devastating event.
What are the predictions for the coming days?
The Environment Agency warns of more potential flooding until Wednesday due to heavy rain. The weather will remain unsettled, with further rain predicted at times throughout the week.
Are there any measures being implemented to mitigate the impact of the floods?
Yes, the Environment Agency has deployed temporary defenses, including pumps and barriers. Floodgates have also been closed in affected areas to minimize the impact of the flooding.
And people are being advised on how to stay safe.
That's right. The agency advises people to stay away from swollen rivers and not to drive through floodwater. They've stated that just 30 centimeters of flowing water is enough to move a car. This is a highly dangerous situation and people should take every precaution to stay safe.
You mentioned earlier about the unfortunate loss of life due to the storm. Can you provide any updates on that front?
Sadly, we've again lost individuals to this storm, including a woman in her 80s in Chesterfield, identified as Maureen Gilbert, who died as her home was flooded. The total casualties now stand at 4, with the others being a man in his 60s in Shropshire and 2 in Scotland, including 57-year-old Wendy Taylor.
Some of the worst-hit areas seem to be expecting a few quieter days. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, the Met Office has indicated that certain areas severely affected by Storm Babet might experience a brief respite. However, the situation remains unsettled, with more rainfall expected later in the week.
And what about the community response? Any information on that?
The community's response has been commendable. Scottish First Minister Humza Yousaf praised local authorities, volunteers, and emergency services for their efforts under extremely challenging conditions. He highlighted the community in Brecon, where residents have banded together to support those affected by the floods, with hundreds of offers of alternative accommodation coming through.
The threat of climate change seems to be looming over these types of disasters. Any thoughts on that?
Indeed. Experts suggest that climate change increases the likelihood of extreme flooding events due to a warming atmosphere, enhancing the possibility of intense rainfall. However, it's a complex issue with many factors contributing to flooding. Moreover, calculating the exact impact of climate change on specific weather events takes time. Now, what's your viewpoint on this unfolding crisis?
It's an extremely troubling situation. The immediate impact is devastating, but the longer-term effects are worrying as well. People's lives are being uprooted, homes are being lost, and communities are being reshaped. It's heartening to see local communities rallying together, but it underscores the need for more proactive measures to combat climate change and better infrastructure to handle these types of events.
You've raised an important point about the need for proactive measures and better infrastructure. It's clear that this is a crisis that needs both immediate attention and long-term planning.
So, it seems the next few days will be a critical period for those affected by Storm Babet, correct?
Yes, exactly. As the Environment Agency has warned, parts of the Midlands and North England are prone to widespread flooding. The upcoming days will be pivotal for the residents and the emergency services working tirelessly to ensure safety.
The community response has been remarkable. Can you share more about how individuals can contribute or reach out for help?
Certainly. The local authorities and various organizations are collecting donations and providing support. Those affected or willing to help can get in touch via email or phone. It's important to remember that every bit of assistance counts during these trying times.
As we draw near the end of our discussion, it's clear this is a crisis that the UK will be grappling with for some time.
It indeed appears so. This storm, its immediate effects, and the subsequent recovery process will surely leave a lasting impact on the communities affected. However, it's heartening to see the resilience and unity displayed by these communities in response to such adversity. Our time is up for today, folks. We've deep dived into the ongoing crisis in the UK, with Storm Babet causing havoc and the brave efforts of communities rallying together. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and activate your notifications so you're always first to know when we drop a new episode. Sharing the podcast with your friends and family helps us greatly, and we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Thanks for joining us in this deep dive. Remember, we're here every day, so you can always count on us to guide you through the complex world of current affairs. And, just between you and me, we've got some exciting stuff coming up soon.
We're truly grateful for your time and dedication. We look forward to continuing to bring you more in-depth news analysis in our upcoming episodes.
And don't forget our motto, folks. Emily and David together, stay in the loop, keep your eyes on the news, our channel's content will amuse.